Welcome, everybody. You're very welcome to our natural vibrational healing, power of self-love, and emotional pain body self-healing. This is series 2 of the spirit, mind, and body. My name is Liz Dooley and Sandra Combe. Together, we are both wellness teachers and we welcome you. We are very honored to be doing these series for the expanding consciousness on the planet. So everybody is muted and we're putting off videos for privacy. So turn off your phones or any distractions as we are recording. There are no questions or answers, and we'll just say hello at the end if you would like to. This is Saturday, the 22nd of August, and this is series 2, as I said. This is the trickle of water, the part of the water as we are part of the ocean. And you can see, as you look at the water, you can see the patterns on the water, the sparkle of the water, the perfection of the water. And that is who we are. We are absolute perfection. And we are here to awaken our inner power even more. Our consciousness and evolution is about self-love and how we look at ourselves and how we view ourselves. I hope you're all ready to connect and awaken your heart's wisdom as we are bridging science and spirituality to bring it all into the one. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your self-healing and the power of who you are. Thank you.
This is Sandra, and I'm going to go ahead and spend a few minutes running through the agenda for today. We will be having a motivational and a sound healing. We're going to call this a Zoom webinar. We're going to be opening with our introduction straight into our Trinity awakening, the power of self-love, which is the spirit, mind, and body reconnection. We're excited today to be able to offer you also a guided meditation for the self-healing of our emotional pain body. And Liz, with her expertise, will also offer us a Tibetan bowl sound healing. And we'll end talking about our next class. As Liz had said, this is the second of our 3 series, Trinity Awakening. And today we open our hearts to the power of self-love and awakening to our new human story. I believe that our program today will be a catalyst for you to be the change in this emerging new world of uncharted consciousness. I'm going to go ahead and introduce my co-host, Liz Dooley. I've known Liz for over 10 years. She's a professional wellness therapist. I've met her at Ireland, and she works at the Creek Wellness Center as a consultant therapist. She does the acupressure and acupuncture there. She's a Chinese medicine therapist. She does Reiki, Raising Star. And I would say one of the most things about Liz that's special to me is that she stands in the truth and the integrity of who she is, and always opening her heart in service to others. I'm going to go ahead and have Liz introduce me too.
What a pleasure it is to introduce you, Sandra. So Sandra is a natural health and wellness teacher and a business leadership. And as she told you, we've known each other for 10 years. I couldn't be with a better person to do this work with, because she's just all love and all heart. I've met her beautiful daughter and they have a business together for the last 14 years, which is called Kindred Spirit Connections. Sandra's also worked in the corporate business area for 31 years. So she brings them two that meld together beautifully for me, the expertise of the corporate business world and the spirituality. An absolute perfect mix. She's also a rising star practitioner and an energy therapist, neuro-linguistic programming, and a certified Reiki spiritual teacher, and does wonderful mindfulness and meditation workshops, as you will hear today. So thank you, Sandra. It's such a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and open our program, The Power of Self-Love. We'll also be doing a brief summary of the Series 1 for those of you that didn't get an opportunity to join us. Wayne Dyer is a very inspirational author, and in 2007, he wrote a book, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. And one of the main sorry, my mind just went blank. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. This was a very inspiring quote coming out of his book. And that's what we're doing today. Change your thoughts, change your life. This picture is the arc of human relationship. It's the elements on the planet. It's a beautiful picture that depicts the earth, the water, the fire, the air, and the ethers that work in cooperation. As everybody knows, we also travel on this rainbow, which can be known as our energy chakra field. And Liz just finished a 9-series elements and chakra balancing. So our spirit, mind, and body are made up of these elements. So we'll be walking you through the power of self-love and how to have a better relationship with yourself. Once again, this is a heart and mind reconnection. This picture is a beautiful heart charm that has a royal crown to remember that we have the divinity of the spirit within us. I'll be opening once again with a summary of the session from last week, Series 1, The Journey of Remembering. First off, we'll look at the Tree of Life, which is a picture on the slide. And you'll notice that the Tree of Life grows roots and branches. So we'll refer to it as the inner core. So we come into society, we are born, we are programmed, we have inherited ancestral beliefs and genetic blueprints. So we all start with this inner core. What lens do you see the world? Because as we grow our branches, we grow roots, we grow our leaves, we grow fruit. So life is about living from the inner core to become abundantly more. We live in duality, realizing that our reactions create our experiences. And those experiences can be from fear or love. Last week, we talked about fears that are negative and separate us from our happiness and our truth. Fears like doubt, hatred, arrogance, jealousy, greed. And then we focused a lot on love being the positive spectrum of emotion that plays a significant role in our well-being. Passion, freedom, wealth, affection, warmth, compassion. The only constant relationship we have is with the self. People come and go in our lives, family and friends. The most intimate relationship we have is with ourselves. And we have an opportunity with the power of self-love to be our own best friend. And let's promise today to take care of ourselves to the best of our ability. That relationship with ourselves is also our relationship with God, addiction, the body, food, money. Now is the time to work on self-love. It is a choice. And we'll start and begin this by saying that the world needs people to make peace with themselves. Peace, be still, and know that I am God. Moving to the next slide, Liz.
So the sacred heart of self-love. Our love lies within our heart. That is our sacred heart and our soul. The ancient Chinese medicine states that human experience of each organ is associated with a single emotion, and the heart is joy and happiness. An overwhelmed heart can then turn into anxiety, insomnia, palpitations, stress, and heart problems. We must know that for our heart to stay, for us to be in self-love, our heart needs to be in that balance. Around our heart is the pericardium, and the pericardium holds all the memories of every lifetime. So when we're ready, when we continue, we can do our meditation, that we can let go of anything that we're ready to let go of. It'll be a heart and mind reconnection, and we'll have mindful intentions to unite with the breath, with our life force or chi energy.
The next slide depicts another wonderful saying, as above, so below, as within, so without. So we'd like to invite you to take a few minutes and join us as we'll first connect with our breath and our heart. And Liz will then provide us with some sound healing from her ancient Tibetan bowls. So I'd ask for you to place your right hand on your heart, on your chest now. And then to put your left hand on top of that right hand with your thumbs pointing up. Close your eyes and take a few silent, deep breaths to connect now with your heart. Feel the rhythm of your heart and your breath with mindful intention for a sacred heart reconnection. Release your hands and relax. Continue to feel the life force breath of your sacred heart during this cellular clearing and sound healing.
Breathe into your heart now. And as you breathe into your heart, be aware in the center of your heart that pink, color pink, the rose. Be conscious of that divine spark that we are. Heart. anything that we've taken in that we're now ready to let go of, any programs, any disease within our heart that we're ready to let go of. Bring in the joy and the gratitude of who we are. We are that beautiful rose. On the out breath, being conscious of letting go. Letting go of stress and anxiety. Feel the vibration of the ancient Tibetan bells as we come in unison with the earth's vibration, as we come together in the oneness, in the healing of our hearts, spirit, our mind, and our body. Feeling ourselves relaxing with each sound. Every cell and every organ in our body now going into the space of joy and relaxation. Inner cleansing of our thoughts, of our souls, and our organs. In that space of heart love. Feel how good it feels to be calm and stress-free. feel at one with the universe and at one with the whole. For you are whole and perfect just as you are. And slowly bring yourself back to the here and the now. Give those toes a little wiggle and your fingers. Open your eyes nice and gently, feeling the love of your heart, feeling the warmth of your heart. Thank you. I will hand you over now to Sandra. Thank you, Sandra.
That was wonderful. Next slide on our program of the power of self-love is a unity symbol. It is a symbol called the Prima, which means love, Prana, which means air, and Huti, which means the celebration of the life force. I refer to it as the forgotten keys of wisdom, because I believe that with God, everything is possible, and that we can follow the freedom of our own heart path by embracing life as a self-discovery. To really deepen that relationship with the self, do things that you love, self-care, improve your own health, self-respect, self-confidence, self-compassion, self-kindness. Love yourself enough to take the action that are required for your happiness. Liz will run us through the next slide called Following Your Heart to Self-Love.
So, following your heart to self-love. The heart is the center of our human experience and our emotions. And when we open our heart, we can release past burdens that are in our past, that can be brought through, as we've said, from the heart protector, pericardium, can be brought through from our DNA and our generational past. So when we're open to release and let go, we will feel more and more in our heart, happier and more joyful of our life. The heart gives the true answers for us to navigate from that fear to love. When fear leaves, love is present. As we know that fear is false evidence appearing real. So to love ourselves, the more that we love ourselves, the more that our outward life will change. One important part of self-love is to forgive ourselves with the shoulds and all the things that we think that we should have done, or I should have done this and I should have done that. Everything is perfect. We are only being given life experiences, and that we can let them go and forgive ourselves, to give love another chance and to open up our heart even more. So the bridge of forgiveness is one of the most powerful things to open our heart to more love. So we deepen the relationship with ourselves by doing things that we love, by people, by places, and by things. Being with our satsang, being with people that we love, doing things that we love. Could be a simple thing like sitting in silence, doing our meditation, a walk in the garden, sitting in the sun. Simple thing just by being maybe with a child or a grandchild or people that you love. And the more that we do things that we love, the more that we are in love with ourselves. Live compassion as an extension of the love that you feel. And as we know, and myself and Sandra talk about often, the most important thing for us to have compassion and love for ourselves is to have it for ourselves. Because when we have it for ourselves, it's an extension to the love out there. Our world becomes our love. The extension of our heart becomes our outer world. Thank you. Self-love. Okay, Sandra, yeah?
Yep. So the next slide is self-love mindfulness. And when we've talked about mindfulness, it's simply when you just observe and change your thoughts. You can respond differently. Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. When you expand your self-love to create a happier and more fulfilling life. Next will be a guided meditation called the Painter's Palette. It'll give you an opportunity to recolor your inner world with self-love.
Thank you, Sandra. I look forward to this now. Thank you.
So this is a quantum inner leap to self-love. It's about recoloring your world. When you reconnect with your inner self, you can become the painter and not the canvas. Close your eyes now and listen. The spectrum of colors play a vital role in life, and the living waters inside of us hold the memories. We will now paint a new future with colors of self-love to bring self-healing and wellness into your body. Now, as you rest, bring your focus more deeply inward. As you do, let yourself relax and let go. Let yourself begin to drift down into a deeper state of relaxation. There is nothing for you to do, nowhere for you to be. Just allow yourself to be restful and calm, and continue to let yourself relax as you listen to the sound of my voice. Please understand that the subconscious knows the root cause of most illnesses, and because of this, it can actually help to fix or heal them. So keeping that in mind, I'd like you now to imagine that you have a painter's palette in front of you. On the painter's palette, you have all the primary colors that you will use to recolor and revitalize your self-love. These are the fundamental colors of absolutely everything. And in your mind now, mix them together to create any color that you wish. These will be the colors that you use to create just the image you want. So blend these colors and create whatever tones most resonate with you. See the palette now with all the different colors you enjoy. And now, I'd like you to take a few deep breaths of life force energy through your nose and out your mouth. You can't get it wrong. Imagine that you are jumping off a diving board. going to scan the inside of your own body, and you can breathe underwater. Go inside your own body from the crown top of your head, taking a quantum leap, trusting that the water is the bridge. Jump now off the diving board into the shimmering waterfall, through the rainbow, and welcome this living and cleansing water that has the power to heal all wounds. You remember you can communicate with this holy water, so dive deep and have a look around. Let your attention drift and scan through your body and see if there is anything there that doesn't quite have the right color. For example, you might look at your liver and see that it looks a little browner than it should. Or you might look at your heart and see that it's a darker shade than you feel it should be. What area of your body could you add self-love color? Find the one part that calls to you the most now. You have brought all the colors you want. Look at your painter's palette and find the colors that you feel are the most needed to paint self-love in your body now. Allow yourself to remain relaxed and let your subconscious pick the colors. And now get to working, coloring in the part of you just the way you want. Let yourself paint gently and with love. Begin to see it all taking shape as you add a healthy color to this part of your body. You can add more than one color, and you could add different layers too. As you begin to paint, you can feel these colors transforming this part of your body. Take it gently and allow the colors to paint themselves, giving life to this piece of you that needs love and attention. Good. Allow yourself to enjoy painting a new future for yourself as you bring healing and wellness into your body. Allow these colors to vibrate within you, dissolving negativity and inviting now self-love into your life. Continue to do this for all the parts of your body, keeping in mind that your subconscious will find whatever it needs to find in order to help you be completely and totally healthy and happy. And this process will continue even in your sleep, as your body finds its own natural way to balance and wellness. Finish up the last color touches within your body. And feel the gratitude of self-love. This completes our quantum leap to recolor the self-love meditation. Open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and your toes, and I hope that you have enjoyed that meditation.
That was beautiful, Sandra. Thank you. I really got into that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
One of our last closing slides is a beautiful depiction of the world. The world needs you to make peace with yourself. Self-love fills your thoughts, your words, and actions. Actions might be intentions, gratitude, affirmation, prayer, forgiveness, meditation, mindfulness, and empowerment. Those are just to say a few. Like Liz said, every cell in your body is listening to you. Your universe, your world is inside of you. Listen to the wisdom of your inner heart. Remember today that we gave mindful intentions for a heart and mind reconnection. We have a choice every moment to live in fear or love. With the power of self-love, we realize that experiences is our only valid measure of life. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the world. See the blessings and grace of life. Cut the ties of distractions and dramas that have filled your past, and love yourself enough to move on. Before we move to our final closing slide, Liz, is there anything else that you would like to share before we close our program?
I love that you said, Sandra, it's beautiful to say, cut the dramas and the ties of the past, and especially the distractions. I have, if we have time, I have a few relationship cards here that you might like, you could say stop whenever. And I always think that they relate to, while they can be about somebody else, at the end of the day, everything goes back to ourselves. So maybe I'll pick a couple of cards and to just see how we're going today with what's going on. Is that okay?
Perfect.
So beautiful. Lovely. I choose to master the art of creating and maintaining good relationships. I think for me that it's easy to maintain good relationships with the people that you really like. I think it's much more difficult to do it with people that we have difficulty with. But I really feel for me, and I don't know whether you feel it for you, that that's the one that's even more fulfilling, because we're showing unconditional love not just to ourselves but to that other person, to humanity basically. So how I choose to relate to other people determines the quality of my life. So for me, if I have a disagreement or an argument with somebody, it kind of takes away my It's a distraction, just like what you said. It's a distraction. Excuse me. And the next one then is when I let go of self-important feelings, I free myself from self-pity and anger. And that one is I release myself from my own self-importance. So I suppose it's having the balance between humility and confidence. So that's a nice one as well. And the next one then, the final one is I am sensitive to the thoughts and feelings of others. So I feel for me, while we can be very sensitive people, it's also, if we're going to develop ourselves out into that we, it stops being me all the time. So I'm sensitive to other people's thoughts as well as my own. And my sensitivity enables me to communicate my own feelings more effectively. That is, without judgment or blame. I think that's wonderful communication, you know, that we can communicate. It really is, for me, one of the most important things in self-love, that I can effectively, if there's something going on, rather than just pretending that everything is all right, um, that I can effectively say the way I'm feeling without making a judgment or blaming that other person. That it becomes an I message that I was upset over, and not going you. Do you know what I mean? So I think for me, today they were perfect cards. Thanks very much, Sandra.
Thank you, Liz.
And I love that. He who lives in harmony with the world. It's a beautiful quote. Thanks for that one.
Right. So we are drawing to the conclusion of our part 2 series, and the part 3 next Zoom is scheduled for Saturday, September the 5th. And don't worry, we'll be sending out another Facebook invite. But what we really wanted to do was to continue an in-depth study into the power of self-love and the self-healing, the emotional pain body. Liz and I will continue co-hosting this event, and you know, we hope that you awakened your inner power. Today we awakened your heart wisdom. We've been talking about bridging science and spirituality and consciousness and evolution. Next week, Liz will be taking the lead on talking about the self-healing water, balancing our self-healing water. She just completed a 9-series chakra balancing and elements healing, and the second sacral hara chakra, you know, is the water element, and it's where we hold our emotions. And there's so much new science around the benefits of water, not only to ourselves, but that the water actually does have memory. So we'll look forward to hearing that from Liz next week. Anything else, Liz, that you'd like to close with about promoting the next part of our Trinity Awakening series, part 3?